This is a fully wireless ESP32 pan tilt system. No Wi-Fi, no delay. It uses ESP-NOW and a joystick to control 2 servos in real time. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build this, including transmitter, receiver, and code. Let's begin. Okay, here's how this works. This part right here is actually from the ESP-NOW tutorial. It's the web server example. So I didn't have to create this. I'm going to click on Start Stream, and then I can use my controller to look around the room, and you can hear the servo. There I am. And I can look up, down. So the joystick directly controls the pan tilt, and I can look around in real time. And like I said, this is completely wireless using ESP-NOW, and there's basically no noticeable delay. And when I aim the camera out the window in the sunlight, you can see the image gets a lot clearer and brighter. And I think the onboard camera does a good job adjusting exposure for something like that. So yeah, I can scan around the room and check out different angles and control exactly where I want the camera to point. And with this interface here, I can tweak things like brightness and contrast using these different sliders. As you can see, I can make it darker or lighter. And if you want something different, I can go negative or no effect, or you can even make it sepia. So yeah, there's a lot of options here that I just haven't played with yet, but there are many options. Here's another look. I set the pan tilt camera up on a shelf here, and as you can see, I'm operating the joystick with my finger. And we'll go ahead and pan right here. And here we go. There's thumbs up. All right, here's a look at the camera on the shelf. I know it's very professional looking, but I haven't had a chance yet to create like a 3D printed platform for this thing to sit on. I think I want to do that. I just haven't had time yet. But that's what it looks like right now. A mess. But it works. So I took the pan tilt camera to another room, and I want to show you that. Hit live stream, and then there we go. There's our dog. And I am in a separate room, controlling this from the computer actually, where the computer is. The ESP32 is plugged into a wall outlet, and I have the transmitter ESP32 with the joystick plugged into a wall outlet as well, and powered through the USB. And it works pretty well. I'm not sure what the dogs think about this, but if I would have opened the windows and had natural light in here, it would look a little bit better. Right now it's kind of dark, but there you go. Here is our transmitter ESP32. I've got it connected to a joystick. It just uses a couple pins for X, Y, and SW pins. And you'll also notice that the 5-volt pin is connected to 3.3 volt of the ESP32. This 3-volt pin is connected to the joystick, while this 5-volt pin is where the ESP32 gets its power directly from our 5-volt power supply. At this point, you may be asking yourself, why do I have a 5-volt pin of the joystick connected to the 3-volt pin of the ESP32? And it comes down to the ESP32's analog to digital converter reference voltage, which maxes out at 3.3 volts. So if you feed that joystick 5 volts, you're going to clip the reading and risk frying the pin. So power at 3.3 volt instead. Here is my pan tilt servo setup. It's the same setup we had last week, except this week we are connected to ESP32. And you don't want to power your servos directly from your ESP32. That's a great way to destroy it. You want to power it directly from an external power supply. I chose a 5-volt 4-amp power supply. You may also want to consider a 1000 microfarad capacitor on the power rail of your servos because they don't draw power smoothly, and this can help with voltage dips. And when you get voltage dips, you do see erratic behavior and jitters in your motors, so it can help with that. I also use some adhesive pads here to hold things in place temporarily. So that's how I did that. Here's a parts list if you're interested in building this. I use 2 different ESP32s. One has an onboard camera, the other doesn't. I use the same 996 high torque servos that I did last week with servo brackets for support, and I used the 5-volt 4-amp power supply and the joystick module. Here is the code. We'll go ahead and take a look at that real fast, and I'll show you what to do. This web server code came from the ESP-NOW tutorial, which I think is one of the best ones out there right now for ESP32. So here we have the code up, and the first thing you're going to do is enter your network SSID and password. You see these header files up here. Now you'll need these files in your folder along with your code before you can run it. The pan servo is connected to pin 14. The tilt servo is connected to pin 21. These are the values to change the angle of the servo, however far forward or backward or side to side you want it to go. Now it's time to select the board that we're using. So go up here, and I usually use the ESP32S3 def module that works for me, and select the COM port that you are using. Then we upload. Once you click upload and your code is successfully compiled and uploaded, you will need to remember the Wi-Fi channel, which is, for me, it's 11. You need to know your MAC address, which is the physical address of the ESP32 handling my servos. And then we need to know the local IP address so that we can type that into our browser so that we can view the video. And that local IP address will go right here in your web browser. We successfully uploaded the code to our receiver ESP32, which handles our servo motors, and now it's time to plug in our transmitter ESP32. And since you wrote down the MAC address for the receiver ESP32 a minute ago, we're going to use that right here on line 12, but we're going to put it in a specific format, and each part of the address starts with 0x. And these are the joystick module pin locations for your ESP32. Here's something else to be aware of. I have channel 11 hard-coded on the transmitter, so if your router assigns the receiver to a different channel, you're going to have to change that. And now we're going to select our ESP32 board, just like we did for the receiver. Once it's uploaded, you'll see the serial display will print the MAC address for the transmitter. You don't need that since our communication is one-way. You will notice some X and Y values, and this is a raw analog value from the joystick horizontal axis and vertical axis. You'll also see pan speed, which is a number that's processed to get a speed value on the x-axis. You'll also see tilt speed, which is the same thing but for the y-axis. And BTN is a joystick button press indicator. I didn't do it this time, but just like last time, when you press on the joystick button, press down on it, the motors go back to a neutral position. Well, that's all I have for today. If you found this helpful, be sure to like the video by clicking the thumbs up and consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of stuff. Don't forget to join the email list where I send out all the program files. The details are in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again with another video.